That's
And
because Blake's not around.
like, avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. Yes, we know. Okay, and in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 357. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Jim.
And I'm the intern.
Yay! The majority of us are back this week.
Welcome back, Jason.
Yeah, I'm back. Appreciate we're recording on a Sunday this week. So Sunday night, which is different. But I do appreciate it. You guys changing the schedule. My son has a volleyball tournament on Tuesday. And so I thought, well, see if you guys can change it up.
And we did.
So I appreciate it. I was out last. Thank you. We had an anniversary last week, so my wife actually said you can go podcast if you want. I was like, I'll see how they do. And then
You know what anniversary? You were cheating on us with other podcasts.
No, that's this week. On Thursday, I'll be doing another podcast. So it's a podcast that I can't talk, or that I can't say. Cult of Domesticity.
Domesticity.
Yeah, sounds good. We're going to be talking about the Jennifer Kessie missing persons case. It's a true crime podcast. So, done my research. I'm ready. But anyways, enough about me. How are you guys doing?
I'm present. I'm not bad.
All things considered.
That's right.
We're code purple.
In Hamilton, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
code
no,
purple.
we are.
We're just
Basically.
red with a big star. We got a big star on it.
Which is purple.
Which means we're just waiting for the day that they turn it over to purple.
Which will be Thursday.
Even my wife has said, well, with the election coming up and people being goofy and purple, she's like, this week when we get our groceries, let's get a little bit more. Let's get some more, just in case.
How much toilet paper are you getting?
Just 2 packs. We'll get 2 packs. We have some already in the bunker, so we're in good shape. I got some scrubbing bubbles today at Home Depot, so I was happy with that, Jim. So I have that in the bunker. To which my wife goes, I don't even know if we use scrubbing bubbles. Why do you have that? I was like, well, just in case.
We'll start using it when we need to.
Clean the tub.
Well, she uses some other stuff. I don't know.
I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to find Lysol at Costco on Friday night.
Like the Lysol wipes?
No, the actual spray. They had
Really?
4 of it at the Costco in Florence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've
gotten Lysol wipes. Those haven't been that difficult to find. If you actually go into the store and I run in to grab something real quick, I've seen Lysol wipes. And then again, that's another thing. My wife goes, "We don't even use them that much. Why are you using Lysol? Why are you buying them?
Because you should be using them more."
She has other stuff that she uses.
Because you're the asshole that just wants to take everything from everybody else who actually uses it, and you're going to put it in your basement and not use it.
No, I will use it. Thank you very much, jerk.
In 8 years.
Jerk. That's all right. I still have some Modelo down there in the bunker. Modelo beer that I bought back in January. It wasn't cold because I was like, well, I want to make sure we have beer, just in case. I guess I should probably, I don't know.
Might as well take the Mexican beer because that doesn't matter how that tastes.
I like Modelo.
Well, he had to get Modelo. He's not going to get Corona.
But
I've missed you guys.
Yeah, but
I did. I was ready to jump on last week if there was issues recording. I was ready. So let's see here. I don't want to go over too much what we've seen. Like if you've seen something new this week, I don't want to go over it too much because that might be in our top 5 at the end of the week or at the end of the episode. So if you guys have something that you saw this week that won't be in your top 5, now's the time. Anybody? Brian, what do you got?
Let me double check my top 5.
Make sure it's not in there. That's a tease.
I cannot talk about anything that I've seen.
Okay.
All right.
this week.
Jeff, anything?
I saw Enola Holmes. The movie.
Hey!
What? Am I not allowed to talk about that?
Well, I haven't written my top 5 yet. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, no,
What
I
is
watched-
Enola Holmes?
it's a movie about Sherlock Holmes' younger sister,
Oh,
starring Bobby Millie Brown. Or Millie
When-
Bobby Brown, whichever way those.
is that in the streaming service? Is that,
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh,
The
okay.
Netflix
It's a
original.
movie.
Yeah.
Movie came out 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And what's his name? Superman Henry Cavill plays Sherlock.
Oh, was it any good?
It was
Pretty good.
amusing. I mean, it didn't. It was worth watching. It wasn't like a mind blowing new take on anything, but it was a fun movie.
Okay.
I mean, it was entertaining. It wasn't mind blowing like QB Halloween was.
I haven't seen that one, so
Man, that was awesome.
no full, not some full.
Shaq was great in it.
Was he Kazam?
No, he's expanded his roles. Okay, Jason, he's not typecast as a
So
genius.
he's not Steel.
He's not a police officer in this Adam Sandler movie.
No,
That went to Kevin James.
Who's typecast as police officers and security guards.
Truck drivers.
No. Kevin James is typecast as an awful
zookeepers.
actor. Typecast as an awful actor.
I liked it better when you weren't here.
I think we'll get to that in listener feedback.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, fine. Fuck you all. Anyways, Brian, did you start watching Transplant? The medical.
I did not.
Okay.
I thought about it, or we talked about it, but we wanted to finish a couple other things. So
Okay.
it's in the queue. We'll eventually get around to it.
My wife and I have seen 4 episodes, I think, and we're not into the medical shows at all. I couldn't even tell you the last medical show that we watched. What's that?
That show,
No. Nope.
The Good Doctor.
Nope.
The Good Doctor.
Oh, fuck.
Er's not. How do you pronounce ER? It's not pronounced
It's called Emergency Room.
That's a different show.
Oh, okay.
That was Emergency. Wasn't that a show? Emergency?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's stuff. That's stuff you take to prevent you from getting the cold.
Yes.
But no, Transplant's okay. My wife and I like it enough. It's from Canada, and it's about a Syrian doctor that comes over here, and he basically saves the head of a hospital's life, the doctor's life, and that way he gets a job basically because of what he did. And so it's good. I mean, it's different than the typical ones. He's a little bit too Superman-like, though. That was my problem with it. He has an answer for everything. It's like, let's have some flaws here, Chief. But overall, it's a good show.
Is it better than, what was that, Heartbeats or whatever the name of that?
Oh, God, Heartbeat. Greatest promo ever.
That one of the first ever floppies for worst new TV show, didn't it?
No one saw it, but we just based it on the trailer. God, that trailer was awful. Oh.
So you're saying it's better than that?
Yes, it's better than the trailer for that. So, Jim, did you watch anything?
This week? No, this week I didn't.
Okay.
Busy weekend at work, and yeah.
Okay.
I got caught up on the British baking show.
Is that the Great British Bake Off?
Yep.
Okay.
A new episode was on Friday. Other than that,
I'll
watch
be
a lot
honest.
of sports.
we've had a pretty boring week overall. We watched The Social Dilemma. Has anybody heard about that on Netflix?
I've heard about it.
It's about
haven't.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's about basically they interview all these Silicon giants, the CEOs and that worked for Facebook, Instagram, all of those social media ones, and basically why they're so addictive. And is it good or bad for society and all that stuff? And overall, it's bad. But it's really cool to see the science of how they get people to do it. But they try to tell it like they talk to the guy that invented the like button on Facebook, and he's like, we didn't try to set off to be like this evil corporation. He's like, we came up with the like button because he's like we started it just because we're like, let's spread some positivity, like some happiness, like, hey, we like that photo. He's like, we didn't realize in 2 years that suicide rates amongst teenagers would go up because they're not getting enough likes, and that's how they equate their value. And he's like, we didn't expect that. We didn't know that. So it's interesting, like, they come out with the numbers of like suicides. They come out with, political distress, like political upheavals in countries. Basically, you don't need to go to war. You just need to divide the country in half like we are. And so they kind of equate like, some of this stuff with social media, fake news. But it's really well done. And then they're like, they go back to like, how what age should kids have phones and be on social media. And, we have a 10-year-old, and our biggest thing is, our goal is like, when he starts driving, we'll give him a phone for safety and that, obviously you can't keep him sheltered forever. So like, but he has friends that have it. Yeah. But he has friends that have phones. So we're like, oh man. And so it is funny that like when they interview all these tech guys, these CEOs of social media, or it used to be, they all, quit or moved on to other stuff. Every single one of them's like, do you have the phones for your kids in your house? No. And they're all like, well, what age? They're like 16, 18, 16, 18. Like they're all like, no, they don't need to do it, because it does have a bad effect on that age, because kids the mind is not ready for that at that time. So it's a really good documentary though. It's on Netflix, just came out a couple weeks ago, but it's a social dilemma. So highly recommend it.
It's awesome. It just gives us another way to bully people. It's even easier because you can do it without them even seeing you or know who you are. I mean, it's just a fantastic invention.
Well, the one guy's like, if you look at it, like everybody like has a tribe. Everybody has a group, and basically you do want to get recognized for good stuff. You do want to be accepted by them. But they said the problem is when you're on social media, that tribe is now 3 billion people looking at what you're doing, and they said the human mind is not ready for that. You can't have 30,000 people like it and 20,000 dislike it, because you're not used to that. Like throughout history, you have a small little group that you accept, you look for acceptance from. You're not looking for acceptance from the whole wide world, and that's what social media does. I was like, that's actually a pretty good point. That's why, especially in teenagers and young adults, that does factor into it. So I'm just happy I grew up without it. Jeez, oh, peace.
And it now gave to us social influencers, which are some of the most important people in the.
I'm just happy that social media wasn't alive, or wasn't invented when we were at the bars. Thank God. Oh.
I don't know. We'd have a ton of likes on photos of you, Jason.
Oh, shut up. Anyways,
did the guy that invented the like button pay you to say the word like as many times as possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Oh, that's another one. Every time
that.
somebody says the word like, you know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to eat some Pez.
Ooh, what kind of Pez you got?
I have 2 big variety bags because I bought them hoping that we'd be able to do something with the quarantine maybe, but now I just have them sitting in my room, so I'm eating them.
Oh. Speaking of quarantine, we have one game of Claim left from Deepwater, from SourcePoint Press. See that? Claim. It's a good game. Kids and I have played it. We're giving it away tonight. We haven't figured out the question yet, but let's listen a little bit later. And then you can tweet us the answer. First one that tweets it to us correctly will win the game of Claim. Look at that. Jeff, I saved you a copy. Anyways. Brian, you're mean to me.
I can't wait till we ask the question and I tweet the answer right at you before we even release this episode.
Before the episode's ever released, Jim won.
Damn it. Let's
you mean HOBI hosts can't and interns can't win? Damn it!
Nope. I did get the pleasure of meeting Randall Holt again this week. It was on Saturday. We were dropping off the prizes for the local winners here, and he actually surprised me. He was in his garage. I was just going to give a bag of prizes to his son that was playing in the driveway. I don't know if that would have looked even better.
Yeah, that would have been creepy. Can't believe he gave you his address.
I know. But yes, so congratulations to the winners. Those are out of state. We'll be getting your prizes in the next week or so. I'll be sending them out as well. So just let you know. A couple people won Rod and Tail. See, look at that.
Yeah.
So, Twitter poll of the week. You can find us on Bad Ideas Podcast. What is your favorite streaming service? We have options of Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and HBO Max. Intern screwed up on this one. He did not put Hulu on this one. He didn't put
Quibi on either.
We'll get to that.
He didn't have Peacock on it.
Nobody has Peacock.
I do.
What do you have it on? What's your service?
Phone.
My smart TV.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Amazon Fire Smart TV, Brian?
LG.
Okay. That's what. We have Amazon Fire TVs throughout the house, and they don't have Peacock yet. I was like, damn it. Or HBO Max, technically. I know YouTube TV does, but Amazon doesn't yet. But I think Roku just started doing Peacock. I think they're the ones.
Roku does.
So, do you like Peacock, guys?
I love it.
I got Peacock. Psych.
Anything on Peacock you haven't seen elsewhere?
Psych.
The movie.
The movie Lassie Come Home.
Do you pay for Peacock or you do the free one?
I do the free one.
What is locked out of the free one? I know you got commercials, but is there anything major that's locked out? Like, can you get The Office and like some of those shows?
The Office isn't there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
it's still on Netflix.
Yeah, it's still Netflix, I think.
Is Cheers on there?
Cheers is there.
Okay.
Is Cheers still on Netflix too?
No.
No. I don't think so.
I think Cheers left January 1st of this year of 2020. Maybe a little bit later.
I know there's a bunch of not a bunch, but I know there's a handful of like Showtime stuff that's on Peacock that you have to have the premium subscription for.
Okay.
Like Yellowstone, you had to have the premium.
Yellowstone's on Peacock?
The first two seasons, yeah.
Okay. Because I know there's a $4.99 tier with commercials, and then there's a $9.99 tier, I think, without commercials or something like that. $7.99. Okay.
But they were running a deal that if you could buy the first year, like, and get all the premium stuff for $50.
That's not bad.
So that's what we just bought it for the year.
You know, we did the Disney Plus thing for 3 years. And you basically paid for 2 years. You got 1 year free. I'll be honest, I'd much rather pay for those services like once, one-time payment, have a good day, get a deal on it, on some of the streaming. I don't think it works on all of them, but like something with Peacock, I would probably do something like that. I liked it with the Disney Plus. I would love to do it with CBS. What is that? CBS All Access? Yeah.
Which is soon to be changed to Paramount Plus.
Does anybody know what the big difference is on that with Paramount Plus, what they're doing?
It's going to be called Paramount instead of CBS.
No, I haven't seen anything like what the changes are. I haven't read anything about it.
I don't think there's going to be much other than just a name change.
Okay.
I mean, they're all Viacom companies, and I know they split and rejoined before, so
it looks like Paramount Plus it will be next year, 2021. And I guess they want to do it with more original on the streaming service. I guess they're looking hard at Spike TV and a couple other ones or whatever that is now, and they're going to cut back on some of them. So
Spike
that's
TV
why.
is Paramount.
Yeah, no. Paramount's going to cut back on original programming on Spike TV. I'm sorry. They're going to move more original programming to.
No, that's what he's saying.
No,
there is no Spike TV.
TV anymore.
It is called Paramount Network.
Oh, really?
Like
2
years ago, if not longer, when Yellowstone came out, before it came out.
I'm so lost.
No, Lost obviously was on it.
Yeah, Lost was on ABC.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. So what's your favorite? What's that?
I was just gonna say, are we gonna read the results of the poll or?
Yeah. I liked you a lot better last week, Brian. What's your favorite streaming service? We had Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and HBO Max. In last place, we had a two-way tie. This just came in right before we went to air. Disney Plus and HBO Max had 14%. I don't blame that. I love Disney Plus, but they need a little bit more original stuff. I think that's what's holding them back. I think next year they will be okay with some of the Marvel stuff.
Start showing the Marvel stuff. Mm-hmm. I think they'll get more.
Their National Geographic stuff is the bee's knees. I love the Nat Geo stuff. They have
really
some stuff. Yeah,
the bee's knees.
Yep,
really,
love the bee's knees. Love it.
Okay, Carol.
You know what? I'm out. Fuck that. I missed you guys. I came back, and I get nothing but shit on. I don't get it.
You're the one that's using state phrases like the bee's knees.
The bee's knees, baby.
Is it like the cat's pajamas?
Oh, that's ridiculous, Jeff. Who would say that? And then Netflix beats Amazon Prime 47% to 25%. Does everybody agree with this one, or what do you think?
I think I voted Netflix.
I voted Netflix just because the amount of stuff they still have on it.
Yeah, they do have a lot of stuff. It's unbelievable.
I didn't vote because I didn't know we had a poll, since I didn't know we were doing this on Sunday. My vote would have been probably for Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon's got a lot of good stuff, though, like that they've just been recently putting out. So
I think, mainly. Sorry, I was going to say mainly Netflix just got the head start on everybody.
Right. Yeah.
I wish there was a little bit easier way of finding stuff. And I don't know, I don't think they do a bad job with it, any of them, but it's just tough. Maybe it's just because there's so much quantity out there. It's tough to find something.
I wish that they would change the system so where when you're looking in action movies,
mm-hmm.
they don't show the same movie in crime or drama. The same movie is listed in 4 categories. It's
mm-hmm.
just list it and then put something else in there. Make room for other stuff. But I guess that it depends on what they pay for the rights for that stuff or whatever. I don't know.
Disney Plus has gotten better at categorizing it. They do Star Wars, Marvel, National Geographic, and something else. I forget what the other one. Disney, just Disney.
From an organizational standpoint, their app to me is the easiest to use
Disney
as
Plus.
far as finding stuff, but it's the least. It's the streaming service I use the least.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I have kids, and I kind of agree with you on that. My kids go to Netflix a lot, and see a lot of stuff. And like I said, we like Disney, but with the Marvel and Star Wars movies and that. But I think until the original stuff, like Jeff said, comes out next year, I think that's when hopefully they start turning the corner on it all. So let's see here, Jeff. Or no, you know what? Yeah, Jeff, you want to do listener feedback?
Oh, listener feedback.
Because I don't think there's a box office today because, it's Sunday night. I'll double check, but I don't think there is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting this, so I don't have a sponsor for the listener feedback. So,
Flame by Deepwater Games.
Realtor.com. Buy Carlos Dunlop's house. He just posted it for sale on Instagram.
All right.
Bengals player? So I guess he's being traded?
He's being a baby.
He's being a gigantic baby, trying to force his way off the team. So before the coaches even did their press conference from the locker room, he put up on Twitter and Instagram that he was selling his house in Cincinnati.
Oh.
Northern Kentucky.
What's that?
Northern Kentucky.
Yeah.
How much
The
is it?
greater Cincinnati area.
He didn't put a price up. He wants everyone to do their homework and serious offers only, and you have to show proof of funds.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. Screw you. Fine, 200,000. What you got? That's it. Screw you.
I offered him $1.
Did you get banned yet from his Twitter?
Did you show proof of funds?
I can't.
Of the dollar?
Yeah, no, I could do that, but I can't. I can't do that. I don't want to get kicked off my other internship.
Go ahead. What you got, Jeff?
I'll start out with this guy named Doug.
Number one fan. Sorry. Change
Seven.
his nickname.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
No one's giving him a nickname apparently today. So, from Doug, he asks, better film, The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, or The Intern with Robert De Niro? And which film does Brian most identify with?
Brian, this is all you, buddy.
The better film is The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I liked The Intern with Robert Downey Jr.
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, sorry. Not as much, but we actually caught, I think it was last night or Friday night, we caught the last half of The Internship, and both said like how funny, how much we enjoyed it. So, and I identify with The Internship far more than The Intern.
Why? Because you're not retired from a printing company?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, and I'm at an advanced stage in my life. I'm trying to reinvent myself.
What are you trying to reinvent yourself as?
I don't know.
No, okay. Good answer.
A podcasting intern?
He wants to be a robot.
Oh.
Ooh, robots would be nice. I hear they're the future.
The future.
I believe the children are our future.
That's a lie.
I want to be a social media
Let them lead the
intern.
way.
Who
doesn't? Then that would be better for the internship.
Like I said, I've got 2 of them going right now, so one more and I'll be happy.
Yeah, you're kind of, cheating on us there, Brian. You got a new gig. Jeez.
It's just the other half that we don't talk about.
Uh-huh.
I fulfilled my plate with everything in my life.
Mm-hmm. Are you pulling a Blake on us?
No, I'm still here.
He had to get a new internship because the IOUs just weren't paying the bills.
Yeah.
Did you think about calling the energy company and saying, "I have an IOU"? Were they receptive?
No.
Oh,
I asked them. They said no. We're turning your power off immediately.
But then
That's
he
why
gave
you-
him 17 Schrute bucks, and he was back on.
I'll give you one Stanley nickel for it. Brian,
I offered to pay in Oreos, but
they're being protected.
Crab cake Oreos. Did you see those, Brian?
The what?
The crab cake Oreos. I think it was on. But did our good friend Michael Lee Howe? He tweeted it. I think he tweeted a picture of them.
I don't think those are real. I don't think crab cake Oreos can be real.
You don't think those are real? Why not?
So you don't want the crab cake?
I don't think
The
so.
cookie part has the crab taste, and then the cream is the tartar sauce. That sounds great.
So Brian, do you think if it's just crab cake flavor, would you break out?
I don't know. I assume so. I'm not going to find out.
Not going to find. I long for the days that we can do an Oreo challenge in person again. I long for those days. Even with Brian, I long for those days. On a side note, Brian,
Yes.
you have a new leather chair in your space now. So I bought a new one. I bought a new one for my.
Are you still sitting in my comfortable chair?
I'm in your comfortable chair right now. It's really comfy. Really comfy.
It's going to have a bad ass groove when I get
back.
Oh,
yeah. You're giving him a terrible ass groove. Way to go,
and there's going to be a dick groove. I'm just letting you know.
You gotta be wearing pants.
I love Brian's face in that one. Anyways, I'm getting a new leather chair for work. So, Brian, I brought the other leather chair in. I thought, you know what? I could give it to Jeff, but I'll be honest, Brian, you've worked harder lately, so you get it now. And in other news, it's going to be 3 more years until we see each other live anyway. So, you know, it's going to have cobwebs on it. So, Jeff, what else we got?
From 365 Flicks, why do you refuse to let Kevin on your podcast?
I don't know if we refuse. I think he falls asleep every time.
We refuse to
wake up,
travel to the UK, and make sure he's awake when we record.
Yeah. I will say, Kevin, speaking of QuaranCon a little bit ago, or VirtualCon, Kevin did an awesome job with it. He got a really good guest on it, so we want to thank him for that. You still can't come on the show until you wake up, though. Sorry. You know, I know there's a 5-hour difference, but it's called dedication. I mean,
I just thought it was the travel ban.
That's true. That is true.
I think you should probably try and reach him right now. Call him.
Let me see. I'll see if he's on. Keep going, Jeff. I'll see what we can do here.
All right. Lisa wants to know, what big studio film will suffer the most due to being pushed back at the movie theater? Being pushed back and the movie theater environment at this time.
What big studio film will suffer the most due to being pushed back in the movie theater?
Oh,
okay. And the movie theater environment at this time.
Being pushed back and the environment at the time. Okay. So either,
Go ahead, Brian. You got one?
Fast 9.
Ooh. That's next May, I think now. I think it's next May or June.
Yeah, June.
I'm going to say
it was supposed to be April of 2020.
Jeez. Jeff, what do you say, Wonder Woman?
I say Wonder Woman 84.
That's what I was thinking, Phil.
That's coming to HBO Max, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not getting a theatrical release.
Yeah. Somehow The Croods is still on schedule for it, though. The Croods too.
Well, I can understand that.
Bring your kids.
Croods.
Maybe Bond. I don't know.
I was just going to say, I read an article today. Bond might be my pick. It cost $250 million to make, and they were trying to sell it to streaming services for $600 million.
Ooh.
Yeah. uh, and they said no. Every streaming service except for Quibi. Quibi actually bought it, but then they went out of business, so they can't show it. It's a shame.
Well,
it might be the
bought it, but they paid an IOUs and they got returned.
It's a 60 episode movie. Anyways, sorry, Brian. Moving on. So they did say Bond, because Bond, they said they really can't financially go to a streaming service unless they get that much money, which is kind of like, ooh, that's a bad day. So,
but do you think though, when things get closer to normal and people can go out, that when they start going out, that Bond will take a hit when it is finally released? Do you think, if it's delayed for 2 years, it'll take a bigger hit than other movies?
If you're talking, I think if you're going to have Bond come out, say 2 months after it goes back to a little bit better than it is now, or, it was in June. June was pretty much nice. If it goes back to that, I still think it's going to take a hit. I don't think you're going to have as many people going to the theaters. I really don't. I think there's a lot of stuff, like, even if you have the vaccines, get all this stuff, all this crap, and it becomes a little bit more normal, I think you're still going to have people timid to go out.
That's the entire theater industry. Do you think that, that's going to suffer any more than anything than Black Widow or something
Tenet.
else? Yeah, Tenet right now might be the answer to that will suffer the most.
Because it tried to come out early and then...
Yeah.
That's
a good... I feel like the Marvel movies, though, are pretty bullet resistant. People will go see that. I don't know if they will for Bond. Bond's
really
popular, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
I see Bond just has a built-in following.
Okay. I still think Black Widow goes to Disney Plus. I really do. I don't see how they keep holding it off. I'm sure they can, but I don't know. I think it just kind of depends what the next couple months are. I think if we go into lockdown in February and March again, like we did this past year, I think you're going to see a lot more films goes to streaming services because it's genius if they do. Trolls 2 made tons of money because everybody was in lockdown in April. So
I've said it before, but it's guaranteed money that you're making that you're not making right now on all these movies that you're holding. Like, it's even if 6 months down the road, a year down the road, you can still put them out in theater and people will still go see them. But if you put them out on streaming now, you're gonna make money on them.
Yeah,
but you're gonna have to put them out on what do you call it? Pay-per-view, if you're video on demand, if you're gonna.
No, that's what that's what I'm saying. But even if they do that for $20 or $30, people are gonna pay it because the movies that are coming out to the pay-per-view are movies that I've never heard of. Like the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've never heard of any of their releases. Like this week was the first week I've seen, like, Unhinged is now available to stream online or on Redbox.
That's the Russell Crowe one, right?
Yeah, but it was in theaters forever. But that's the first one that I've seen where it's like I've never heard of this. What is this? Like first named movie that I knew that had been released to a theater.
So Trolls 2 this was on May 6th of last year. So it came out, I think, middle of April. So in 4 weeks, it made $100 million on video on demand. They still said they needed more money because of marketing to make money back in that. But I'm trying to get a better idea of how much it really, how much it made. But yeah, it needed to make $154 million to break even. So if it made $100 million within the first 3 weeks, I would think they probably did. And then that doesn't count Blu-ray and everything else. So, we bought it. Not bought it. We rented it. I hate Trolls. And we rented it because it was $20 and, we were going nowhere and we had 3 kids. So it's like, oh, okay, let's have a movie night. So I think, yeah, like you said, I mean, I think if we go back into that situation, February, March, April, I think it's smart if I would not be surprised if they put Black Widow out there or something else.
I don't think it's going to be that long until it happens, honestly.
I was being optimistic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could put Fast and Furious out there because of the type. It's an event movie in theaters, like the special effects, the cars. I think that could suffer from it, but I don't know if Black Widow would or anything like that. I don't even know if Bond would. I mean, in all honesty.
But like that's one of those things where you could still release it and be making money on it, and then I would be willing, when the time is right, to go pay to see it again in the theater, just for the, the special effects and like I would be willing to do that. So I mean, just seems to me like if you can make money on it now, and you've spent money on it, you're not losing. I don't see a negative reason or a reason why you wouldn't do it, just because you're making money, But
you're no Amy.
That's why I'm just an intern, and it's above my pay grade.
And you're not Amy Pascal. Or Jeff, what else we got?
From the cinema guys, why will the Mask movie starring Ryan Reynolds be the greatest movie ever?
Because it's one of the greatest cartoons ever. Duh.
No,
it got so screwed in the toy best toy voting because Jason actively campaigned against it as somebody running the poll. It was
first off, that was Russia. That was Russia. They did that. I did not have anything to do with it.
Russia hacked your Twitter.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, but Russia hacked the tournament poll. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
You're almost delusional as Trump is.
Hey, down the hall. On a positive note, we only have 2 more weeks until an election. On the negative, in 3 weeks, we may or may not have a new president. Who knows?
Well, 3 weeks.
We won't in 3 weeks.
That's true. Technically, that's true.
I mean, it won't be till January that we would have a new one.
It doesn't matter. We're all screwed. It doesn't matter what happens. And no, Mask will not be the greatest movie ever.
Mask will be a great one.
I think it's got to be better than the Transformers movie, right? Maybe?
It can't be any worse.
Well, yeah, it can't be worse. Well, it could be the G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, it can't be.
I was literally having a conversation with Brad from the Cinema Guys, and he was about G.I. Joe movies, and he's like, they're really not that bad. He's like, I think they get a lot of hate for no reason. I was like, did you watch them? Because they're awful. Like, they are god-awful, especially that first one.
The second one was better than the first one. Second one was, well, Brad's opinion, he tends to like too many movies, so I could see him maybe liking the second one, but that first one was terrible. There was nothing even about that first movie.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it. What the hell happened?
I know. Well, it was on television this weekend. We were flipping, and we're like, oh, G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra is on. And I'm like, I still haven't forgiven Joseph Gordon-Levitt for that.
Rise of Cobra is the first one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Retaliation's the second one.
I was watching Halloween H2O, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in that one. I was like, hey, and then he had an ice skate to the head. And I was like, wait a minute. I forgot he was in that.
I saw you tweet that out.
And then I also saw Alan Arkin was Jamie Lee Curtis's character's love interest, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Alan Arkin?
Yeah.
Alan Arkin and Jamie Lee Curtis? Wow, that's...
What's the other Arkin?
Adam?
Who?
Alan's the old one?
Oh, no, not that one.
Adam?
Adam.
Alan Alda?
Yes, Adam. Shut up. Adam Arkin. It is.
He'd be around closer to Jamie Lee Curtis's age. His father, a little older.
I did see. I was flipping through, and Blair Witch Project was on last night, and
Did that age well?
I don't know. I really loved it because at the time we were gullible enough to think that it could have been real. We didn't think it was, but it was before everybody went nuts on it, and we saw it opening night. So that really added a scare factor. I thought at the time it was probably one of the scariest movies I saw, just because the weird ending that freaked me out with the guy in the corner.
That's me in the corner.
That's me in the spotlight.
I thought you liked standing in the corner.
Hey, nobody puts Jason in a corner.
Never mind. I don't think it's bad though. I mean, it still kind of gives the creepy vibe. But yeah, I still enjoy it. I know people hate that. I think it's because the second one was so bad.
Well, yeah, the second one. I mean, the first one found something original to do. The whole found footage film and aspect of it was new and groundbreaking. The second one just tried to make a Hollywood film using the legend and really nothing else that made the first one interesting.
I will say the way they shot it with the found footage, it does look like like they were trying to shoot a movie, like as a college movie thing, student film. So I thought that came off still looking pretty decent, but I enjoyed it still. So, what else we got, Jeff?
From Besotted Geek, can you recommend an app where I can watch TV only on my phone? Oh, and I'm extremely busy, so everything should be 10 minutes or less.
I think we lost Brian.
That was not a very nice question.
I just reading the questions that were on the outline. That's all I can do.
Oh, my Brian's back. No.
I don't think there are any apps like that available anywhere right now.
Brian, you got anything on that one? Best killer man in the business for nothing. Jamie, you got anything? You got anyone?
No.
Okay. If only there was one. Moving on.
Let's see.
Jeff.
Yeah, I'm looking to where. Okay. Oh, from Geoff.
Yeah.
That's how I pronounce it when it begins with a G.
Oh.
The best team in the NFC East has 2 wins.
I think that's wins, not wins.
That's what I said was wins. Is the NFC East the worst division in the history of football?
Jim?
It could turn out to be that way.
Yeah, we have to wait till the season finishes. The Eagles could end up almost going 500.
Maybe.
As of right now, wouldn't the worst division be the time that was the Seahawks won the division at 7-9 about 10 years back or so?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'll have to wait and see. The Eagles might have a chance to get there. I don't think the other 3 teams do.
You think the Eagles are, and that's only because the Eagles have a tie?
The Eagles actually have a quarterback and have pieces. They just got to get some people back from injury.
They've had they've had so many injuries this year. It's unreal.
Their offensive line is really beat up. Again, right now they're playing without their top. The receiving core is all beat up. Their tight end went out last week. Who's out this week.
But I saw they're talking about like the Eagles. They're like, they're interested in making all these trades and blah blah blah. And I'm like, the Eagles, aren't they in first place in their division?
2-4, 2-4-1.
I don't know. Washington's only a half a game out.
Yeah.
Did they win today?
They did.
They played the Cowboys today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and real quick, fuck you, John Bostic.
Yeah, rip to Andy Dalton.
He left the game due to concussion protocol, I heard.
Andy Dalton did?
Yeah, he was knocked out cold.
Oh.
He was sliding to go down, and a guy came in and just straight through his helmet. And Dalton's helmet came flying off, and he was just laying there prone on the field.
Andy Dalton gets a lot of hate in Cincinnati. I'll be honest. I really think he might, and not even his play. I think he might be one of the nicest guys in football from everything I've read about him.
He's an incredibly nice guy.
Yeah.
I've heard no.
From what I've seen in Bengals Twitter, and I think Brian can answer this too, since he's now a professional in Bengals Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of love for Andy Dalton.
Good.
With him, even after they drafted Burrow and Dalton moved on, Cincinnati fans, pretty much on social media, have actually blessed Dalton, wish the best for him. So,
yeah, I think a lot of I don't think he really took, I don't feel like there was as much hate for him. I think it was just more like criticism, like for some of his shortcomings. But
yeah,
I mean, look at the run that we went on after we drafted him.
Yeah.
So I mean, in my opinion, he wasn't as bad as people made him out to be. Yes, there were things about him that he couldn't do that ultimately cost us games, but overall,
Name a quarterback who has more wins while playing with the Bengals
than Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Joe Burrows will. Hopefully.
Name a quarterback who has more touchdowns while playing with the Bengals.
Hopefully Joe Burrows.
Right.
I will say I did watch. I usually have NFL on in the background a lot, and I don't dislike it or anything. I just haven't been intrigued with it as much. But I did watch most of the Giants Eagles game on Thursday night, I think it was, and that was really a fun game to watch between two teams that only have one win each. It was actually a really fun game to watch.
It was horrible football.
It was a terrible.
It was not good football, but it was entertaining, Jim. It was entertaining, like in a car wreck. I enjoyed the game. I was like, okay.
I feel bad for the hatred or the now the meme, everything that's happening with Daniel Jones.
That poor guy.
Again, you're making fun of him for falling down, but the dude, quarterback normally lasts most. This guy rattled off an 80-yard, or would have been 88-yard touchdown run if he could able to finish it. And all it was is he was just trying to force himself to go that much faster, and his brain and upper body went faster than his legs could.
My wife said the same thing. She was watching, and she's like, he definitely got ahead of himself way too quick at that end. And, it happens. It happens. I think I did see the meme, like, this is 2020 in a nutshell, basically.
Yeah.
The only one that I saw that I thought was entertaining with it was the one where they photoshopped wrestling moves into him falling down.
Yes. They had Kurt Angle doing the ankle lock.
Yeah, Booker T with the leg drop and Randy Orton with the RKO. Yeah. That was kind of funny.
Those were funny.
Watching it,
the other thing during that play, he registered the fastest mile-per-hour run by a quarterback in the NFL.
It was 27 miles an hour?
21.2 miles per hour.
Wow.
That's faster than the 80-yard touchdown run from Derrick Henry last week. That's faster than Lamar Jackson's fastest run in the NFL.
I felt bad for him. I was like, damn it. And then
I'm glad they scored on that drive.
Yeah. That would have been a kicker right
there.
If
they didn't score, it would have been terrible. But
I'm by no means a Giants fan either. And I hate the Eagles too, so
yeah.
And I wasn't saying it was a good football on Thursday. I thought I was thoroughly entertained, though, throughout the whole game. I was like, yeah, it's not good football, but it was enjoyable. It kept my interest, which, takes a lot for nowadays. So I had fun with it. And that's coming from somebody that I don't care about either of those teams at all. So, let's see. What else we got, Jeff?
Can end it up with Professor Number One at Dr. Number One. Did you guys miss Jason last week?
I wanted to name it Best Episode Ever, but we already did that.
Yeah. We had a hard time coming up with a name last week. So maybe that's why I did miss Jason, because usually he says something goofy enough to come up with at least a title.
Yeah, he's already said the bee's knees today.
Abs.
I missed you guys. It's okay.
You shouldn't have been missing us. You should have been enjoying your anniversary.
Oh, we were. I'm just talking like later on, like the next day. I missed you guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
okay.
You've been having your anniversary sex.
HQ Trivia is on, and I'm playing while we're recording, and they just asked a question about what app company just announced it was going to shut down.
And Jeff
Right there on Quibi. Oh, see, right there. Quibi. I'm sorry. And Miss Jason, yeah, sure.
I was looking forward to this episode all week when Quibi announced it.
See, this is why people don't miss you, Jason, because you're blatantly being an ass to Brian.
I am not. Brian doesn't own Quibi. It's not a personal thing. Anyways.
He's still laughing at you, Brian.
I'm not.
I'm well aware.
Brian, I'm well aware.
I'm well aware of the slander that Quibi has been taking that's been aimed at me for being so outwardly outspoken about enjoying their content.
Speaking of that, News of the Geek, Jeff, you want to get me into this?
Yes, it's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
All right, here's a surprise. We're going to do an article about fucking Quibi, you fucking asshole.
Well, it is the news of the week.
I don't make the news. I didn't make Quibi spend $600 million horribly. My God.
I think the biggest problem, though, they're aiming for a demographic that the people running it are like in their 60s, and they're trying to figure out what the people from the 13 to 30 would like.
I'm getting to that, Jeff. Hold on now.
I mean, that's in the story.
I'm actually defending Brian on this one. So
the problem is, why do you have to read a story when it's pretty much going to talk about what we've talked about now for 3 weeks?
Anyway,
we were well ahead of this than this article was, and what this so-called news is.
Well, I agree, but per the wrap, short-form video service Quibi, led by Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman, called a meeting last Wednesday to basically say, hey, we're closing down the company on December 1st. Quibi raised nearly $2 billion to serve teenagers and young adults with short-form entertainment and viewed primarily on their phones. Okay, this is... I'm not being a smartass. Could you watch Quibi on anything else? I may have asked that before, but can you watch that on anything else? Or was it just the phone?
I think you might have been able to watch it online.
Okay.
Like through their website, maybe, but I don't think there was any other really. I never looked to.
Yeah, put an app on your computer, probably.
Yeah. Could you cast it from your phone to your TV?
Oh, I'm sure you could do that.
Through a different service, like through a Chromecast or through a...
I believe so, but I never tried. But I'm pretty sure you could have.
And Brian, off air, Brian, I did say I think they had no shot in hell because of who they had running it. So the paid service, which launched during the pandemic, never got traction. Instead, free apps like TikTok have taken off as a platform of choice for teens.
See, that's what I don't understand. It's like TikTok is just watching stupid people around the country do stupid things.
Yeah. And it's shorter form than Quibi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds to a minute and a half, and it's just, again...
And it's just, look at this! I mean, if I didn't enjoy America's Funniest Home Videos, then I wasn't going to like this.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much, that's all TikTok is. Yeah.
You definitely can cast Quibi to your TV.
Okay.
There, you should be able to watch it anywhere then.
Wait. You can cast Quibi to your TV. I can't cast Quibi to my TV.
Well, if you wanted to have it, watch it on your TV, you could do something about it.
You have an option.
I don't know how to cast anything to my TV, so no,
You
I
buy a
can't do it.
Chromecast and then cast it to your TV.
Well, that's more money. Well, geez.
Amazon TVs, you can do it too.
$5.
Let's see here. Basically, they said the reason the issue was basically Katzenberg was trying to sell the content to other distributors in recent weeks without success because the short form serial format basically had to be, quote, the content has to be re-edited to be legitimate. It's designed to have 10-minute breaks for commercials. Out of 910,000 people who downloaded Quibi in 3 days following its April 6th launch, only 72,000 users converted to paying subscriptions.
72 users.
Quibi disputed that figure at the time, saying they were seeing excellent conversion to paid subscribers, both among our 90-day free trial signups from April, as well as our 14-day trial sign-up in June. Last week, The Information, the magazine, the news source, I guess, reported that Katzenberg has told people in the industry that he may have to shut down the company. They basically were trying to they hired a restructuring firm, and basically all their options went out the door, and they said, well, time to close. Let's see here. A separate report in Politico added that Whitman, who serves as Quibi's CEO, is being looked at for a cabinet position should former Vice President Joe Biden win the presidency. Not going to happen. Quibi launched in April, but has been badly underperformed and gained subscribers. Quibi was among 5 new entrants alongside Apple, Disney, and Warner Media that launched within a 7-month span. And then, as we talk about, CBS All Access is going to Paramount Plus early next year. So there you go. It debuted with $2 billion funding and a who's who of stars, including Steven Spielberg, Jennifer Lopez, Kevin Hart, and LeBron James. The service, led by Katzenberg and Whitman, managed to net 2 Emmy wins last month. Look at that. I don't know what they're for, but good for them. Let's see here. So here's the other issue. Like Jeff said, you have 65-year-old people, 60 to 70-year-old people running a service that's designed for, 13 to 20-year-olds. And then the best is, this is per Vulture. Let me get the article up here real quick, or the little thing. This is per Vulture. People have wondered why Katzenberg and Whitman, in their late and early 60s respectively, and not very active on social media, would believe they have uniquely penetrating insight into the unacknowledged desires of young people. When I asked Whitman what TV shows she watches, she responded, quote, I'm not sure I classify myself as an entertainment enthusiast. But when asked even more if there's any shows she likes, she said, Grant, on the History Channel. It's about President Grant, unquote.
Yeah. So the person whose favorite show of the year was a documentary-style movie on Grant is the person running the production and the whatnot for Quibi. It's like...
This is the best one. Katzenberg is on his phone all the time, but he is also among the moguls of this generation who have their emails printed out and vertically folded for some reason by an assistant. In enthusiasm about what a show could mean for Quibi, Katzenberg would repeatedly invoke the same handful of musty touchstones: America's Funniest Home Videos, Siskel and Ebert, and Jane Fonda's exercise tapes. When Gal Gadot, one of the biggest stars in the world, came to the offices and delivered an impassioned speech about wanting to elevate the voices of girls and women, Katzenberg wondered out loud whether she might become the new Jane Fonda and do a workout series for Quibi. Apparently, quote, apparently her face fell, says a person briefed on the meeting. That did not go that way.
Yeah. She came in for a pitch, and he said, ooh, the new Jane Fonda workout tapes.
Did she physically abuse him and say we can use this and just beat on him?
I mean, at that point, Quibi has no shot. I mean, they didn't have a shot coming out of the gate with that shit. I may mock Quibi a lot, but
and you do.
Yeah, we all do, except for Brian. But they have no shot in hell if that was the situation. I mean, come on. So, Brian, would you like to have anything said about Quibi? You have the final word on this.
No.
Okay.
You've said enough.
Okay. Rest in peace. We will never mock it again. Well.
Every time we do, Jason owes $1 to charity.
That'll work.
Okay. It may win a floppy, though, Jim, above Scab Jeff. Who knows?
As long as you're not mocking, you can't mock it, though.
Jim, I would not mock it.
If you put it in the same category as Scab Jeff, you're mocking it.
Well, that's true. I won't be in the same category.
Or are you mocking Scab Jeff?
Well, yes.
I'm just saying Quibi would at least know to wear a jacket if we went to Antarctica. That's how good. Per Vulture, 3 years and numerous projects later, Shonda Rhimes is finally set to debut her first series for Netflix, a sexy, gossipy period drama, under her lucrative development deal. Speaking with a Hollywood Reporter about her decision to switch from her creative home of 15 years, ABC, to Netflix, Rhimes revealed that the pace and constraints of network TV had become too stringent for her life. Quote, I felt like I was dying, like I'd been pushing the same ball up the same hill in the exact same way for a really long time.
Because you write the same show over and over and over again and just put it in a different a setting.
But maybe that's what the network would only let her put out.
No, she's going to make the same show on Netflix.
It's going to be Grey's Anatomy, but as a period.
It's not a medical drama.
Okay, it's going to be a scandal.
Trademark it, Jim. Trademark it.
No, how can I? She already did it.
Oh, damn it.
Or How to Get Away. She know How to Get Away with Murder, too?
She did How to Get Away with Murder, and I really like that one. I'd recommend that one.
I'm not saying the shows... I've watched a lot of Greys and everything. I'm not saying that they're bad shows or anything, but they're... Again, they're all the same. It's just the setting's different.
You know what? Where all the shows weren't the same?
Quibi.
Maybe Shonda Rhimes should have gone to Quibi.
Maybe she should have.
Because her 10-minute shows would not... You couldn't get the same in the 10 minutes she does in her hour-long dramas on ABC.
I was looking forward to this all week.
I think Jason owes $1 to charity.
I'm not mocking it. I'm just saying I really was looking forward to this podcast.
Oh, no. But I didn't say just you mocking it. I said if we mock it as a group, you owe $1 to charity.
Anyway. People. Anyways, Rhimes' breaking point didn't involve a meeting in her writer's room. Even if This is great. Even if one ABC executive was determined to, quote, drive down the price tag of her contract renegotiations. Rather, in 2017, Rhimes asked for an additional all-inclusive pass to Disneyland to give to her visiting sister. After receiving some pushback and told, quote, we never do this, Rhimes got the pass but failed to work when her sister, with her children and nanny, arrived at the park. Rhimes proceeded to call a high-ranking executive at the company to figure out the issue, but he showed no interest in giving television's most prominent showrunner a $154 ticket. Let's see here.
She's a fucking millionaire.
Oh, no, that's part of the story. It's getting there.
The executive responded, "Don't you have enough?" quote unquote. Rhimes collected herself, hung up, and called her attorney with a simple directive. She was going to move to Netflix, and she, quote, find a new representation if that couldn't be accomplished. Given that she reportedly inked a $300 million plus deal, Rhimes made the right call because she got more.
This lady, man.
But honestly, though, if the one thing you want for your deal is free passes to Disneyland, and you're ABC, and you can get somebody for cheaper for a couple of passes to Disney World, wouldn't you do it?
I see both sides of it. I really do. Like, I see Brian like, fuck this lady. Like, true. Like, it's crap. Like, it's like De Niro saying that he.
This is like her. This is her just getting out of her deal and leaving ABC. Like she didn't. She finally found a way out, and it's the dumbest reason to think.
Well,
it's so fucking stupid.
Well, I see her point in the thing is that, again, this isn't costing ABC. It's not costing the parent company anything.
Sure, absolutely, get it.
A free pass to Disney World, and all it costs that company nothing.
Right.
But and for her though, again, she can afford to spend $154 to go there. So I think everybody in the story is kind of being an ass.
Instead of just being all adults and saying, this is not going to work anymore after 15 years. Thank you. See you later.
Yeah.
You got to be fucking petty and call your lawyer because they didn't want to give you a pass to Disney World. Like,
and it could be them looking a way to get out too, where they don't have to pay her, or she can find a way, and so everybody can get out scot-free instead of just going, hey, how about we just
shake hands and walk away. They could do that. I mean,
we had a great run. You put out a lot of great, successful television for us and made us a lot of money. Thank you.
You made a lot of money. We made a lot of money. Thank you. Let's move on. Good luck in the future.
Thank you for putting my content on your network for the last 15 years and making me a millionaire. Thank you. See you later. How hard is that?
And letting me push my political agenda down everybody's fucking throats.
Right.
How do you really feel, Jim?
Have you watched the Shonda Rhimes show?
I have not. I had nothing against her.
You've never seen any episodes of Grey's Anatomy?
No. I've seen maybe 4 episodes of How to Get Away with Murder the first season, and I just never went back to it. I wanted to, I just never did. And Grey's Anatomy, maybe when my wife used to watch it, maybe I saw an episode here or there when we first started dating and that, but I don't think I've ever seen it. And I have nothing against it. But no, I've never seen any of them. So
that's the first time I knew I hated Katherine Heigl.
Good call.
I think I watched the first 27 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, but I missed like the last 13.
Jim, that is the one thing I will say. You are very committed to people and to TV shows. I have loyalty.
I've been too committed to some people.
Hey!
I had nothing. It has nothing to do with anybody on this call.
Okay. I don't like a lot of people. Okay, so I'm glad I can't lose anyone else.
No. Everybody is fine, and there's some people in my past.
Okay. Hey Jeff, I'll do it since I have it right in front of me. I just looked it up. I do have box office news.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Give me some music. Or something.
Box office news.
Boom. Let's see here. October 23rd through the 25th. Honest Thief was #1 at the box office. Made $2.3 million. Total gross of 7.4 or 7.5 million in 2 weeks, I think it is. 3 weeks. Sorry. #2, The War with Grandpa. It's made 1.8 million this week. It was a total of 9.7 million in 3 weeks. I don't have budget, so I apologize for that. Tenet. It was in 3rd place. 1.3 million. It was only down 18%. So good job, Tenet. Total of 52.5 million. I believe that was a $200 million budget, if I remember correctly.
It was about that, yep.
In 4th place, The Empty Man made 1.2 million. 1.25, sorry, million in its opening week. So there you go. It was average $624. It was in 2,000 theaters. And #5, jeez, oh Pete, Nightmare Before Christmas, 577,000. They re-released it last week, I guess. So there you go. Just give you some other ideas. #6 was Hocus Pocus, made 530,000, and number 7, a re-release, Monsters Inc. made 494,000. Like, geez, oh Pete. So, good news is the New Mutants were number 10, Jeff.
Still out there.
286,000.
All right. What's their total?
23 million. 23 million on a $100 million budget. Because I remember the budget was half of Tenet. So it's been out there 9 weeks. So, do you think they'll make a sequel to it, Jeff?
No.
No.
I do not think they will.
With the New Mutants?
Yeah.
I wish they would.
But I liked it enough that I would like to see a continuation of that.
Yeah, but I don't think they will either.
No, not with, the whole Fox going to Disney, and Disney's not going to put it in the MCU.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring the mutants into the MCU completely different than what the Fox movies were. So,
Disney did rebrand the X-Men films and that universe from Fox as the Legacy movies, the non-MC, they're Legacy movies. So, do you think they're going to, since Doctor Strange is bringing the multiverse to everybody, and I think Scarlet Witch is too, do you think they're going to, briefly look in on those and show them? Because there's rumors that...
Well, they're doing stuff like bringing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield for their Spider-Man. They're going to be in the Spider-Man or whatnot. So there's going to be some... Yes, these things are in the multiverse.
Okay.
I think they're trying to bring... I think they pulled Deadpool into it.
I think Deadpool's the only one that makes it into the MCU.
They did say... Who plays Magneto in the X-Men ones? The newer ones?
Ian McKellen. Oh,
who's that?
Fassbender. Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, they said there was a report out this week that they were trying to get him to be the Magneto for the new Disney movies, and they said that he would be a good guy in those movies. So that's something interesting. They said
Magneto is he going to play Magneto?
Fassbender, yeah, sorry, he would be playing Magneto.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like the character. I mean, and he does. He has had a time when he was working with Charles Xavier and working for ones. I just as any character has their sometimes their means don't justify the same ends, but.
They said the one of the rumors, again, it's just rumor, that they could bring the X-Men into it, is that basically the X-Men, the mutants were already there in the world, but there was a catastrophe that somehow the mutants were blamed, and Professor X blocked out mutants from everybody on the Earth's mind. And then once, Scarlet Witch does something, it makes everybody remember again about the mutants. So that was the one way that they were going about it. So
it's a possibility.
Yeah. So let's see here. Upcoming, there's only 2 movies this week coming out. So let's see. Come Play. Jim, do you have this one?
Come Play. A monster named Larry manifests itself through smartphones and mobile devices. Feature film version of the 2017 short film. Jillian Jacobs is in it. Everybody's
from Community.
Community, yep. Not many other well-known people. So. And
then The Donut King.
The Donut King. This is a documentary. Documentary tells Ned and Goy's story that is one of fate, love, survival, hard knocks, and redemption.
And donuts.
I
guess
the guy has a donut shop, and it talks about
he's a
life.
Cambodian refugee. He's a Cambodian refugee who builds a multi-million-dollar empire by making donuts. It's interesting. So looks like none of them will be in the top. It looks like Honest Thief is going to be number 1 again.
Probably, yes.
Did you see the? I know Jeff, you don't like horror movies, scary movies, and that. But did you see the local drive-in here in Hamilton, Ohio? They're doing 17 straight nights of scary movies at the drive-in. I thought that was a kind of a cool, like classic scary movies. I thought that was a good way to get people in.
It's nothing new. They've done this years.
Every October for
every
years.
October they do this. Yeah.
I knew that they did it. I knew they did it in the weekends because last year they played Creature from Black Lagoon that I wanted to see, but I didn't know they did it 17 straight nights or whatever. I didn't know that.
Second half. They normally do it the second half of November, or second half of October, so they just get people coming in. And again, they have the rights to show the films, so might as well put them out there.
Yeah, as long you don't need a whole lot of staff to run the drive-in.
Yeah.
So as long as you make enough to pay for your staff, anything else is gravy. So, yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, let's see here. This week, it's the Holiday Auto Theater. I was just trying to see real quick. Sorry, just looking here. Oh, yeah. So tonight it was The Exorcist, The Wolfman, the original, and The Night of the Living Dead. And then, let's see. Thursday, October 29th, is The Fog, the original one, and Videodrome. And then this is a good one. On Friday, October 30th, before Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, and then Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, a Freddy, a Jason, and a Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. On Halloween, they're showing Halloween 3. No one should ever see Season of the Witch. No, stop it. Stop it right now. So, let's see here. Anybody got top 5 music?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Top 5. Jeff, what's our top 5 this week?
It's our top 5 favorite shows or movies that we have watched since the pandemic started.
Okay. Jeff, why don't you go first? What's your number 5?
Oh, I don't know if my list is necessarily my favorite. It's probably just the stuff I've watched a lot of or whatnot.
That's fine.
Let me see. My number 5 is baseball.
Oh, it's a good one. That is a good one, Jeff.
It was, yeah.
Are you currently watching baseball?
I'm not currently watching it, no. I'm recording this. I know the World Series is going on, and I'm not watching it, but...
Well, for our listeners, since where they normally picks up on Tuesday, I just want to let them know congratulations to the Tampa Bay Rays for winning the World Series. By the time you listen to this, they'll be champs.
Okay, sweet. So.
Hell of a game last night.
A nice finish to that game last night.
Yeah. Jim, what's your number 5?
My number 5, I am going to go with something I've watched a lot of during this COVID and this quarantine period, and that is going to be like reality television contest and shit, like MasterChef, Hell's Kitchen, Big Brother, another like Below Deck Mediterranean, and the one I watched the most of is everybody's favorite piece of shit MTV show, The Challenge.
So
because they're all these
trash reality shows.
Again, for one thing, we got CBS All Access. We've got a couple other streaming services where you can find almost every episode of these things on. So I've watched probably, of these like 7 shows, I've probably watched 70 seasons.
Jeez. Wow.
You know what, Jim? I'll go with my number 5. That's very similar to that. And I've enjoyed it too. Ridiculousness. I think I've seen, like, they have 17 seasons. I think half seasons. But that's my number 5. It's a really enjoyable...
Okay, you watch Ridiculousness, but then you make fun of TikTok. And that all it is are those guys showing TikToks.
I don't make fun of TikTok. I don't know what TikTok is. So I can't make fun. Well, I could make fun of it, but I don't know what it is.
I make fun of TikTok. What is Ridiculousness? I don't know what this show is.
It's on MTV. It's Rob Diedrich and all he does is play videos of people. It's pretty much home videos of
It's
people.
home videos of drunk people. Yeah.
Not even like skaters
it's
wiping out,
America's
people
stupidest
nut
home
shotting
videos.
themselves. Old man
It's like
just hitting
America's
one with
funniest
football.
home videos and Jackass had a baby.
Yes.
But you know what? It makes me. I don't know. I've
Makes you
enjoyed
glad
it.
we're not those people.
Not only that, but I can turn it on and not have to think for like and it's nice to have on in the background when I'm working from home. So I've enjoyed it.
I watch shitty shows, so I shouldn't judge. But how can you have it on the background, and not get distracted when you have that Chanel woman, whatever her name is, laugh in the background? That is so annoying and disruptive.
Chanel West Coast. Go ahead, give me a laugh, Jim. What does Chanel sound like? It's pretty close. Pretty close. Brian, what's your number 5?
My number 5, staying in the reality world, was Forged in Fire.
That's my number 4.
I watched all 6 seasons on Hulu.
Is that on the History Channel?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm waiting for season 7 to come out.
Yeah, I didn't put it on there because I knew you guys were probably going to talk about it, and I've seen most of the seasons before it was even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did watch a lot, especially earlier when I suppose season 7 was being aired on History Channel. Every week we would record a new Forged in Fire and would watch that.
Brian, what's your number 4?
My number 4, I hobied it. It is Wireless and The Stranger on Quibi.
I don't know the shows. I have no input.
Well, yeah, none of us have seen those.
Well, the top 5 was my favorite shows that I've watched since quarantine.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to say what the shows were or
about.
I already have when I watched the shows and I talked about them on the podcast.
Okay.
So Wireless is about a young gentleman who gets stranded and uses his wireless device to help him get found.
Okay.
And it's filmed, and you can watch it in
all different ways.
So if you watch it horizontally, you're seeing the video, like the actual footage that they filmed. Or if you watch it horizontally, you're watching the text message, like you're watching the screen of his phone, because like the whole movie, he's like communicating to people on his phone. So I've watched it both ways. So you can watch every episode just from the phone perspective or from the actual show perspective.
That's actually pretty cool.
It was, it was really well done. I really enjoyed it.
I'm sure that was a Meg Whitman idea too.
Meg Whitman doesn't even know how to text.
And then the stranger is the Lyft Uber type driver who gets kidnapped and chased and all that shit.
Did you finish The Fugitive?
Fugitive, yeah. I mean, that was another. I loved it.
Okay.
They're legitimately. I mean, I know I'll get made fun of, but legitimately, I've watched probably 7 or 8 of the shows that they've put out, and they've all been really good.
The commercials I have seen, all kidding aside, I actually did like some of them. I told you that. I think the Stranger one I was interested in. There's another one too that I was interested in. And Reno 911 looked funny.
Reno 911 was really well done. The Fugitive was great. The Stranger, Wireless. What was the one with Die Hard?
Okay.
Was the one with Kevin Hart and John Travolta. And then the one with Will Forte and Caitlin Olsen was called Flipped, where they were like reality TV house flippers. That was like one of the first shows that when they came out that they dropped. And it was one of the shows that they got nominated for an Emmy for. So
see, Jim, I wasn't making fun of it that time. So
I didn't charge you. I didn't charge you $1.
$1 comes out that time.
So-
Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 for me was Jurassic Park: Camp Cretaceous. It's a cartoon on Netflix. They dropped 8 episodes, and my daughter really loved it. But it was about teenagers. It's a cartoon, teenagers that are at the park in they're opening up Camp Cretaceous, which is for kids, like the kids version of the Jurassic World park that you saw Chris Pratt in the first one. And basically, it overlaps the time period when the Chris Pratt's movie, when the dinosaurs started getting out, and they were basically, trying to survive. It was good. People were like, "Oh, you can't make a cartoon Jurassic World because nobody's going to get eaten." No, but the way they did it, there was death in it, a little bit, not much, but there was enough, and it was really well done. My 6-year-old daughter loved it, and her and I have watched it twice, the series, and I was very pleasantly surprised by it. So yeah, Camp Cretaceous on Netflix. If you have young ones, it just came out maybe a month ago. So that was my number 4. Jim,
young ones.
You can still watch it. I enjoyed it. I really did think it was fun.
I mean, is it really only good to watch if you're watching it with a young child?
No.
Or
I loved it. I really enjoyed it a lot. I would watch it without it because I love Jurassic World anyways. So.
What if you hate Jurassic World?
Shut up, Jeff. Jim, what's your number 4?
I want to know if it's better than the crappy movie.
My number 4 is one that I watched part of it and fell asleep, and then woke up and then watched kind of the end of it, and then I watched it again, all from start to finish, and we've talked about it. It's not a great movie, but it's HOBI Halloween.
That was an honorable mention for me.
I'm glad Jim finished it so he could at least put it on the top 5.
Yeah,
I saw the first half. So, number 4 for you, or 4 for you, Jeff.
4 for me was Forged in Fire.
Okay, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Guy's Grocery Games.
It's a fun game.
It's on all the time,
so
it's easy to watch. Just flip on the Food Network pretty much any time this summer, and Guy's Grocery Games was on. And it's, fun cooking competition hosted by I'm trying to be nice here, but because I'm not a huge fan of Guy Fieri, but the show is fun.
Did you see that he was doing a diners, drive-ins, and dives from his house? Basically, he was getting was it diners, drive-ins, and dives or something? I thought it was like he was getting cooks from ones that he visited, and basically they were sending him recipes, and him and his sons were making them outside, and then he would pick which one was the best.
I did not see that. No.
That's a fun show. That was kind of cool to see.
They did a poor job of advertising that, considering Guy was on, all the time.
The other one he did the Guy's Grocery Games thing, but he sent the boxes of food to the chefs, and they had to cook from their house.
Oh.
I don't know. I forgot how they did the tasting part of it.
Speaking of groceries, did you see Supermarket Sweep came out last Sunday?
Yeah,
I saw it was coming out, but I didn't watch it.
Enjoyable. It was fun. They made a little nod to the original. So my kids liked it, and I liked it enough. My wife.
The original from the 50s original?
80s. My bad.
Or the 90s?
Or the 90s. You know what, Jeff? Shut up. I almost missed you.
Well, this is like the 4th time that they've done this show. So like every decade they do it again or something.
Jim, what's your number 3?
My number 3, I am going to go with The New Mutants.
Oh, a theatrical one.
I got to get out to the theater. I got to watch it in there. And I'm glad I got the experience to get back in the theater and watch something. And I highly enjoyed the movie. So
My number 3 was one that I did a review for nerdly.co.uk. Was Guns Akimbo. It's the one we were talking about with Daniel Radcliffe. He had the guns bolted to his hands because he pissed off he was being a troll on the line on internet. In the future on this basically like a kind of a Running Man type show, and they put guns, nailed it to his hands, and he had to get out of it. So it was enjoyable. Really liked it. It's on Amazon Prime if you have that for free, and really enjoyed the movie. Brian, what's your number 3?
My number 3 was actually just watched it last night, and it's brand new to Netflix. The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Heard that was really
it came
damn
out
good.
last week too. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I looked at it.
Unbelievable.
And that's done by what's his name?
Aaron Sorkin.
Sorkin, yeah.
Is that the one Sacha Baron Cohen, right?
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Yep.
You mean Borat?
Yeah, that's the thing is I asked the question I put out last night, which movie is he going to win more awards for, that one or Borat 2? Because they'll probably win awards for both.
Is Rudy Giuliani going to win any awards?
I think he should. That was great acting.
Oh, yeah. He was tucking his shirt in, Jeff. He was laying on the bed, tucking his shirt in.
I believed it.
Sure.
It was a believable shirt tuck.
Sure. Brian, what's your number 2?
Number 2 was Becky.
Oh, is that the Kevin James one?
Kevin James movie. I still want to see that, but it's still not free on streaming. You have to pay $2.99 to rent it.
Yeah, I think it's like $2.99 on Amazon right now.
Yeah,
that's actually not too bad.
I looked at that last week.
Yeah.
Fantasy Island still $17.99. Ow! I'd rather watch Becky. Come on. Let's see. My number 2. I actually watched this one. What is today? Sunday. Last night. Wife and I watched yesterday about the world where the Beatles did not exist, and I'm not a Beatles fan, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was like, man, if I actually knew half these references that they were talking about, I'm sure I would really love this film.
You would have liked it a lot more if you knew what they were talking about. Yes.
Yeah, basically there's a solar flare, and the singer, this wannabe singer, is the only one that remembers the Beatles, or so you think.
He gets hit by the car, and
yeah.
At the same time. Yeah.
Did you guys see it?
Oh, we saw it in the theater.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if anybody saw it. I really enjoyed that film.
It was really good.
Yeah. It was a lot different than I expected. I don't know what
Ed Sheeran's great.
What's that?
Ed Sheeran was great in it.
Oh, he was.
No. Dude.
Hey, dude. I just like how everybody's like, so what's this song about? It's got to have a good story. It's about my friend's kid. Yeah, that's it. Well, what's this one about? A road that was on, and he never, because he didn't write them. He just recited them. But
then he has to make the trip, so he can actually say he has some inspiration from these places.
And I loved his roadie in it, Rocky, the guy that played Rocky.
Oh,
yeah, I thought he was hilarious. he was great. But no, I really liked it a lot. But yeah, my wife and I both watched that the other night. So that's my number 2. Jim, what's your number 2?
My number 2, it's another one that came out before the pandemic, but I finally got around to watching it. It's Peanut Butter Falcon with Shia LaBeouf. And was it Zach Gostigan? Zach, that's the kid's name?
Zach, yeah.
Yeah.
And who's the woman in it?
What's that?
Who's the woman in the movie?
Oh, that was
the actress.
Oh, I'm trying to remember her name. Let me look that up real quick.
My wife saw that movie and she said she didn't know if she liked it or not. She's like, I don't know. Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson, yeah.
Dakota Johnson, okay.
Jeff, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the CBS All Access show, The Good Fight. It's a continuation of The Good Wife that was on CBS for however many years that was, and then when CBS All Access started, it was one of the first shows they had, and it's been on for about 3 seasons, I think, and when the whole shutdown started, we decided to get CBS All Access and watch that because we had just watched The Good Wife all the way through, and now we decided to watch The Good Fight. So we watched 3 seasons of the Good Fight, at least early in the during our lockdown.
Since you have CBS All Access, do you watch Twilight Zone?
Nope, I haven't watched a single episode of it.
Is there any other originals that you like on that series, on that streaming service?
There's been some
Did you
things
watch
I've watched, but I don't
Star Trek
remember.
Discovery?
No, I haven't watched any Star
Okay.
Trek. That was on my list last week. If you would have listened to last week's show, you would have known that the Star Trek shows on CBS All Access are things that are in my queue that I want to watch, but I haven't watched yet.
I'm not hoping, but I'm guessing if we do go in lockdown again, my goal is, I was telling my wife that, we're going to get CBS All Access for a couple weeks, at least a month, just to see if we like it, and because I want to watch the Twilight Zone series a lot. So I was just wondering on that.
There is a really good show on CBS All Access that I really liked. It was called $1.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a post-recession America, and it's like a small Pittsburgh town. It's kind of like a murder mystery. It was really good. It was only 1 season, but I liked it.
$1?
$1.
Put that in my queue too.
Jeff, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is the YouTube show, the Movie Trivia Schmodown. They've been having tournaments all summer long for their, they go one-on-one with their trivia, and they kind of do like the little wrestling thing where they got factions and they all hate each other, and so that you get a little bit of that goofiness, and then they go head-to-head play trivia, and they had like their Inner Geekdom tournament earlier in the summer, when that's all like comic book movies and superhero movies and Harry Potter, like the things that have like geek followings. And then they just finished their singles tournament, and they're getting ready to start their tag team tournament. So it's movie trivia with a wrestling flair to it.
Gotcha. Jim, what's your number 1?
My number 1 was probably the best thing that was made and released during the quarantine, and that would be the Animaniacs promo.
Oh, the Jurassic Park Animaniacs promo.
Yes.
Amazing.
It just
Amazing.
absolutely, and I am so excited to watch it. And even have Pinky in the Brain?
Yeah. Pinky in the Brain.
I'm excited for that. That's a good one. My number 1 is The Boys season 2. I really enjoyed that second season, and maybe because it was something new that was coming back that I was excited about seeing again, kind of like The Mandalorian and that. But I really enjoyed the second season of The Boys, and the more I get farther away from seeing it or after watching it, the more I really think back, go, man, that was a really fun season. So that's my number 1. Brian, what's your number 1?
Number 1 was Cobra Kai.
Oh, I didn't even think of that one. That's a good one.
I had that as an honorable mention because I thought somebody else was going to say it.
Yeah, I had Cobra Kai as an honorable mention. I had The Boys as an honorable mention. I had Umbrella Academy as an honorable mention.
Did you have any honorable mentions, Brian?
I had HOBI Halloween as well, The Boys as well, and then we watched AP Bio on Peacock.
Oh yeah.
We watched we binged all 3 seasons of that. Very, very well done. Surprised I didn't stick on NBC, but
My wife and I couldn't get into that. We saw the first season and we just couldn't get into it for some reason. And I like the people involved.
Yeah, I was really well done. I just liked the kids more than Glenn Howerton. To me, were really good, and Patton Oswalt's really good in it.
Yeah.
And Utopia, we just finished that as well on Amazon.
Oh. For a second, I thought you said Zootopia.
No, Utopia.
Sorry.
I highly recommend it, but it is, like I said last week, it is super fucked up. But very, very well done. And very on the nose for
where we're at.
Current climate.
Jim, any honorable mentions?
I had Perry Mason on HBO, and Doom Patrol on HBO Max.
I thought you meant Perry Mason, like the old early or the Andy Griffith ones.
No.
Okay. I had The Office just because I really enjoyed having that on.
Just because you turn on Comedy Central at any time of the day and The Office is on.
I've been going back and watching them all. It's good. Brockmire, really enjoy Brockmire, and Ozark was on there because I really have liked Ozark. I would have probably had it in my top 5, but we haven't finished, been caught up yet completely, so I don't want to say it yet. But I really enjoyed that one.
I don't think we put Ozark on it because I watched most of it before the pandemic.
Oh, okay. We just started during. And then my unhonorable mentionable is Playing with Fire, John Cena. Oh, about the fire jumpers. Oh my God, that was god awful. My wife rented it, picked it up at the library for a movie night this week. Oh. My wife afterwards said, "We're going to need to watch a real film after this, after the kids go to bed, because I can't go to sleep after watching Playing with Fire." It was bad. It was horrible. It was like a Nickelodeon movie put in theaters, and oh God, it was bad. It was so bad. I wanted to cut my eyes out after that. So yeah, do not rent Playing with Fire.
I will not. Thank you.
We talk about the question claim. We will be putting it out on Twitter too. The question is, what top 5 pick did both Brian and Jeff have in their list? So there you go.
Ooh. I know the answer.
No, you can't.
There
you go. So if you let me know, you tweet us, you get a claim, and I'll send it over to you. So there you go. Thanks for Jeff.
If you tweet a cool GIF as your tweet, you get bonus points.
Oh, you know what? I'll find something to send in. I got maybe a Funko Pop. I don't know. We got tons of stuff. So there you go. Bad idea of the week. Number 1501. Having 2 65-year-olds try to get the teenage demographics in a streaming service. I'm going to say that. There you go. See, I'd even put it as Quibi, Brian. I was being nice. See that? I wasn't even going to say Quibi was a bad one. That's 1502. But 1501 is Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman, 60-year-old people trying to get the teenage demographic. Look at that.
You're being facetious, and I don't appreciate it.
I am not.
He couldn't even say the word facetious.
Yes.
I just won. I want.
Damn it, Jim! All right.
I just tweeted. I just won.
Damn it, Jim! You're ruining everything.
He didn't. It wasn't right.
Oh.
What? What do you mean it wasn't right?
Showgirls is not the answer.
Showgirls.
I did miss you guys last week. I will say, like, the podcast has been like a mental relief for me, like, every week. And when I don't miss a week, it's not great. I mean, when I miss a week, it's not great. So, anyway, so thanks for that.
Yeah, it's not great mentally for us when you don't miss a week either.
Trying to be sincere. Just trying to be sweet. You know what, Brian? That hurt my feelings. You know?
No, it
that
didn't.
hurt. That hurts. Maybe it did. Maybe. Anyways, titles for the show. Brian, what do you got?
Damn it, Jim. Let's make fun of Quibi and Brian for liking it.
Let's just make fun of Quibi.
I don't really. That's actually all I wrote down.
No, Josh Gad has no butthole.
I can't. I mean, I'll always keep saying it, but I'm gonna take a break from it because we can't have it.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I just watched Josh Gad in the internship, so
Yep.
Ah,
I didn't feel like that would be worthy of mentioning this week.
he had a butthole in the internship.
He did.
I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did.
Did you see it?
I did. They didn't show it on the Comedy Central cut. I think
Okay.
you gotta buy it on Blu-ray to get the extended version.
The director's cut.
The director's
Like a cat?
cut.
Jeff, any titles?
I had Jason's ass groove.
I have terrible ass groove.
I have Russia hacked my poll. I was looking forward to this all week, and I was trying to be sincere.
I got bee's knees. That's all I wrote down because I thought that was a really good one. Bee's knees.
I had the bee's knees, terrible ass groove, and you better be wearing pants.
Anything? I like Let's Make Fun of Quibi. I like that one.
No,
I don't think we should be putting Quibi in the title. We might get
That's
in
true.
trouble.
because every time you say it, you're going to owe $1 to charity.
Good call.
Every time you retweet it, you owe $1 to charity.
I like bee's knees. Bee's knees?
You would like Bee's Knees. It was stupid. Bee's
What was
Knees
the
is
other one?
stupid.
Give me another one.
Jason's ass groove or terrible ass groove.
No, we're not doing that. I tried to be sincere.
Josh Gad's butthole.
Russia hacked my poll. Poll, not POLE.
Change approved.
Oh, okay.
Or we can do I tried to be sincere or bee's knees. Your choice, Jeff. You get to pick. You did the recording last week, so as an
I
honor,
vote against Bee's Knees. I don't care
Okay.
what else. I just can't put Bee's Knees out there. I mean, we're not trying to appeal to the over 85 demographic.
We're not running Quibi.
you know what?
For the people that run Quibi to listen.
You know what? All 7 of them. Since damn it, that's $1. Damn it. Well, since you know what, I tried to be sincere. So you know what? That's what I'm going with. Fuck you all. Done. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.